I want it, now I'm running this. You don't wanna follow me, I'm up in front of this. Hiring in the jungle with the troops, trying to get it what it does. Battling and I never lose, we some motherfucking warriors.
Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Manthus here, and today I'm going to be starting the first video of a new series. I really don't know what to call this series yet, but the video titles will probably just be something like, let's talk about blank. And I'll just be giving my opinion on something about critical ops that generally either gets a lot of hate or is talked about a lot. So in today's video, I'm going to be starting this off by talking about the current rank situation with all these new hackers running around, what I think CFE should do in response, and what you can do to help stop these hackers. As always, if you learned something new from this video, or if you like the type of content I'm making, I'd appreciate it a lot if you left a like and subscribed. With that all said, let's hop right into this video. So to start this off, I want to explain something real quick. I'm sure everyone watching this video has encountered a hacker in a ranked game at least once before, if not multiple times. There are different types of hacks that are used in these ranks. Recently, a lot of people are able to shoot you through multiple walls, killing you from their own spawn at the start of the round. Some other people are using an aimbot that basically gives them instant headshots every single time they go into a gunfight. These are both types of hacks that can be reported by a player to get someone banned. However, there's another hack that has been around for months known as chams. Basically, think of it as having the spectator client from the circuit, except it's while you're playing normally. You can see the outlines of players through walls and stuff, which means it's virtually impossible to get snuck up on. Now unfortunately, chams usually cannot be reported by a player because it can't be said 100% when watching your video evidence that he's definitely hacking. You might know for sure that the enemy is using chams, but it's also very easily possible that this player is just sounding or getting lucky pre-fires. Even if this seems ridiculous to you, the developers always have to give someone being reported the benefit of the doubt. Now one way they could probably get someone banned for using chams is if you're on the same team as the hacker, because usually the player using chams will trace you through walls to line up his kills. This can normally only be done if you're spectating the hacker. Now unfortunately, most people that party with hackers will be in a full 5-man party, meaning there are no teammates that would be willing to report this hacker. Now that you guys understand what types of hackers you can and cannot report to get banned, let's talk about what types of changes CFE should implement into the ranked system going forward. Now before we start, I just want to clarify that these are simply my suggestions and that I am not telling you what is going to happen or what Critical Force is coming out with, but rather what I think they should do and should happen. So for starters, I think that there should be some sort of compensation if you play against a player who gets banned. Right now, the biggest complaint from players is that they're going to lose to hackers, and even if they report said hackers, it doesn't save their rating that they spent hours trying to obtain. My solution to this is simple. If you play versus a hacker, and that hacker gets permanently banned by Critical Force, whatever amount of rating you lost from that game should be given back to you. I understand that there are probably a lot of mathematical problems with this, like if you already get your rating back from playing more games, and then even more rating is added, you might shoot up to a super high rank that you normally wouldn't have. There could be several ways that CFE deals with something like this, but I'm not going to dive into how they should calculate giving rating back, because that's just not my job. Now just like how we get our rating back, people who party with hackers should get the rating taken away. That's right, if people party with a hacker and win 8 games in a row and they get 200 rating from that or something, in addition to whatever ban they might receive for partying with a hacker, they should also get their rating significantly deducted so that they lose all their progress that they got while playing with him. With just these two rating solutions in place, let's think about how the new Elite Ops leaderboard would look. I'm going to give a hypothetical scenario here. This is just one example, and I understand that the rating system is much more complex than this, but just think of this as one example. Now let's say that as a player, you lose a quarter of your ranks because of hackers that got banned. Lose a quarter because you played versus hackers that can be report banned like chammers, or you just lost fair and square, and win the other half legit. Let's also say that you get 10 rating for winning a game and 20 for losing a game because you pretty much always play versus the Elite Ops / Spec Ops lobbies. If you played 10 ranked games, you would originally lose on average about 100 rating and on average get about 50 rating from winning, which means you're now 50 rating down from where you started. Now if the hackers get banned from the games you played, then you would actually get 50 of that rating back because that's how much rating the bannable hackers made you lose. This means that virtually you would go back to the exact same rating as before you started ranking. Now keep in mind, this is just one single scenario where you lose double the rating you get from winning. And the rating system is much more complicated than this, but I'm just trying to give an example so you guys can see. Now let's say that you're the person partying with the hacker and you win 10 games in a row, getting a total of 100 rating. Let's also say that because of this, you finally make it to the Elite Ops leaderboard by getting boosted. After your teammate gets banned, you would lose all that rating and go back to a whopping net gain of 0 rating, in addition to getting a ban. Now I'm not sure if Critical Force does this already, but I think that if you get a temporary ban for partying with a hacker, you should no longer be able to have a rank during your ban period. If you get temporarily banned while on the Elite Ops leaderboard, that should now stop other people from taking your place. So yeah, I know that this is kind of a long explanation, but that's my solution to playing versus hackers. Get a rating refund and also take away rating from players who hacked / got boosted. Now one thing you guys need to understand is that this is much easier said than done, because implementing a system like this will most likely take a lot of work from the developer side, and it might not even be possible for Critical Force right now, but it's definitely something that I think needs to happen for ranked. Now another thing I think Critical Force should try and add is a separate reporting system for Elite Ops players. Now I know that players should not be entitled to a faster response time just because they're at a higher rank, but if you think about it, that's only 250 players at a time that can use this report system. I think this will basically be just like the old report system from in-game, but perhaps if the reports come from an Elite Ops ranked player, it will get some sort of special priority over normal players. Now once again, I have no idea how many report tickets Critical Force gets in a day, and I don't know if something like this could be possible. However, if Elite Ops players could get some sort of priority for reporting hackers, I think that would be really neat because it could lead to hackers getting banned within a few hours, if not in the middle of your ranked game. Now you need to understand that Critical Force is based in Finland, and so most of the devs over there have certain work hours and cannot always respond to your player reports. As of right now, there really is not a way to instantly report a hacker to a developer and get a player permanently banned for hacking as far as I know. This process will usually take a few hours to a day. I always get a lot of DMs from people asking me if I can get someone banned for hacking. I don't know why, but people think I can just get other people banned if I feel like it. When I ask people why they keep asking me, the number one response is, well, Mantis, you're a YouTuber and you're close to the devs, so you can probably just get people banned if you ask them. All I really can do is the same thing as you guys should be doing, sending the video through in-game support and waiting for a response. It's not like I have some private way to ask the devs to help us ban hackers in our games immediately. Okay, so maybe we do have some private channels for that, but trust me, it is not for banning hackers. I cannot tell you guys how many times people have posted videos and devs have deleted them and said that you are not entitled to report hackers through private channels and that you should be using in-game support like everyone else. With the final suggestion out there, I want to talk about how you guys should always be reporting hackers going forward, because CFE always reads your support ticket and I've never had a case where I report a blatant hacker and he doesn't get banned. If you play versus someone who is using rain or shooting through multiple walls or using some ridiculous aimbot that's really obvious, then you can get that player banned easily. So first off, if you're playing versus someone who is using some ridiculous cheats, you should immediately start recording. Even if it makes your frames drop a lot, you should acknowledge that you are not going to win that game because of the hacker, and at that point just try to get some evidence to get him banned. Now if someone is killing you in your own spawn as soon as this round starts, you know, just shooting through all the walls and stuff, and it's obvious that he's cheating, getting about 2 rounds of that happening on recording should be more than enough. Now before you stop your recording, there are 2 things that you need to do in your recording. These are very important. First, you should press on that player's name and report him for hacking while you are recording. Not only does it send your report through to the in-game system, but the support team can physically see the player's exact account ID, meaning their account can be easily found even if they change their name or something like that. Secondly, if you weren't already recording during the loading screen, you should close the Critical Ops app and reopen it so it can be brought back to the loading screen. This will show everyone who is partying with the hacker, and yes, you can also get those players banned. Developers can also check how often someone has been partying with a player, so based on how long a player has been partying with a hacker, they can get banned for any time from a week, several months, to even a permanent ban. Be sure to also check all those players' IDs in the game if you want them to get banned as well. Now just to be clear real quick, these screenshots and videos I'm showing you are just for example, and I'm pretty sure these players are not actually hackers, but rather just visual examples so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now that you all know how to properly report a hacker, think about this. If you got a rating refund for getting a hacker banned, and players on the other team lost rating for parting with a hacker, you could basically undo any rating loss from your ranks, and players on the other team would lose their rating, meaning they probably will derank a lot, meaning most of the people who get boosted by hackers will no longer be wrongfully claiming all these elite ops spots on the leaderboards. Before this video ends, I just want to emphasize again real quick that these are just simply my suggestions. CFE doesn't have to do anything that I say, or it might not be capable of adding some of these changes, but I definitely think that these are some changes that could happen to the rank system that would be huge for higher ranked players who face against hackers pretty frequently. I can assure you that some devs will know about this video and will probably watch it, so there's a high chance that they will see what I'm talking about in this video and at least consider what I'm talking about here today. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.